Hi guys.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi. Hey, how are you? Welcome, Bumblebee FPV. Now,
How are
so
you?
I don't hack your name up. I called you Bumblebee FPV. How do you pronounce your name?
It's Tila.
Tila.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
see, I come from the projects. I would have said it all wrong. It would not
that's
have
okay.
sounded good. But welcome to FPV Corner. How are you? I hope all is well.
It is. Thanks for
What's
having
good?
me.
Once you let people know where you're from, um, yeah, start out with
Yeah,
where you're from.
okay. I'm in the US, Central North Carolina, near Fayetteville.
Okay.
And
Military
you
town.
you fly.
Yes, I race.
What do you like to fly?
I mostly race with HD0,
Mhm.
whoops, tiny trainers, 5 inch. I have Happy Model, Modula 6, 533 tiny trainer,
Mhm.
Dendrone's OZR 5X.
Okay.
Okay.
And for DJI, I have a Speedy Bee 5 inch freestyle. This is what I flew
Okay.
at that monster truck show.
Okay.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
Now, really quick, what protocol are you using? I know DJI has. Do you use? Are you Crossfire? Are you ELRS? Or are you something else? I know you fly some analog and some digital. That's why I'm asking more so.
I think ELRS.
Okay, okay, and it's usually ELRS or Crossfire, but I usually ask because some people say there's a difference, some say there's not. How long have you been racing? Because you're
In
my first
July,
FPV racer.
nice. In July, it'll be 2 years. Well, 2 years
July
since
will
my
be
first flight, which was like just a little whoop in the yard. So,
Okay.
racing, I guess, a year and a half or so.
Did you start out racing or did you start out flying freestyle or
I would love to get more into freestyle, but mostly I have been racing so far, besides like just flying a whoop around the yard.
okay, okay. Well,
Right.
I I was trying to have you relax because you the energy that you had, you're one of the first people that I was like, when you come on the stream, we're like, yeah, and you did homework before I even gave it to you. You were like prepared. Herman, she had a list of her own questions. I was like, I like this.
Okay.
How many interviews have you done?
This is the first one.
So
Well, I'd like to compliment
said
you.
you
You were well
uh,
prepared.
you said you
Thank
were
you.
from what from out of Fayetteville area?
Near Fayetteville, yeah.
You're near Fayetteville. Okay. Because I know Fayetteville is like a military town over there.
Yeah.
They got
Now, do
the
you?
base out there.
Hmm.
Okay.
Well, I have a couple of your videos that I wanted to
Mm.
show. Your
Okay.
description, your
What we
Instagram,
got?
your Facebook is in,
It's in the
um,
description.
is in the description.
Mhm.
Um, you said you wanted to show which one, which one would you prefer? I have the
Mm,
FMV race for 12.4 to
that's good.
Pocket Rock. That's a good one.
Yeah,
Okay.
start with that one.
If you can talk and go through your thinking process while flying and racing, because I've tried it
Mhm.
and it's not easy and it's not
It's
fun
hard.
and you break a lot of stuff.
Yes. So FMV is really helpful for me, especially as a new pilot. I got a lot of good practice listening to, because we're in a Discord channel during this race, and you
Okay.
can hear what's going on, and they're calling out like, "Oh, Bumblebee made a pass, and she hit that gate, and can she recover?" And it's so distracting, but it's really good practice for in real life. Like when you have that going on in the sim, you can get through those like stressful, like when your hands start shaking and stuff. And working through that in the sim is better than in real life when you're crashing your drone. So as a new pilot, I was recommended to join FMV, and they host every Thursday night at 8 p.m. And walk around. And it's like 30 plus pilots split into different rooms depending on the skill level. Um, and it really helped me, like learning the new tracks every week, figuring out what lines make sense and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun, and I would like to keep doing FMV, but lately I've been doing more FPV battle, which is less of a time commitment because you just fly whenever you have a chance instead of like having to be there at a certain time during the week. And for
Okay.
FPV battle, they do like one track every day, and you just fly it whenever you can, and then you get added to
So
the
you fly,
leaderboard.
you basically fly against someone else's time,
Right.
which is a little less stressing.
Yes. Yeah, but it's good practice for different things. Like FPV battle helps me learn the tracks better because you're getting so many. Like every day you're learning a new track, and that can be helpful for in real life when you show up to a race and have to figure it out, with a real drone and not crash. So,
Well, I wanted to ask you about that. I wanted to know when you go to a race, it's obvious you don't know the layout till you get there. Do you get a designated time to practice? Like
yes.
me, I would have to walk it.
Yeah, there's
I,
always a
I,
walkthrough at the beginning,
okay, okay. So
and
you would do it as a group, or
yeah,
it's like everybody follow me. This is the way you're supposed to go. You go under
yeah,
here, and then you spin around and hop over.
yeah.
It's it's. Are you fly? Do you fly with a crew,
Uh, it
or do
depends.
you have people that I see some people in the chat?
Mhm.
Carlito FPV and Dreadpool, welcome.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys for coming in. She's my
So,
bestie. She kicks butt.
uh,
We
I
have
can
some
I talk
supporters
about them
here.
for a minute?
Sure, that's the whole idea of having you on.
Okay. So, my husband started flying first, and so he was the first
Okay.
one to show me about drones. But the community is what really got me hooked on flying. Kyle had just started flying, and we went to a tiny trainer race in Knoxville. We had never been to a drone race, like, had no idea what to expect. And we immediately felt welcomed, and people were so happy to just answer any questions we had and stuff. So,
Okay.
um, it was it has been like that at almost every race we've been to too. Like everyone just loves to help each other and they're happy that everybody's there. I mean, I've had strangers give me props. I've had other pilots let me fly their quad when mine wasn't connecting. A
Check
pilot
it
I was
out.
competing against helped me solder on a new motor in between heats. Like
Hmm.
even when we're
Nice.
competing, we're all still on the same team, and that made such a big difference. Like to be welcomed into that community with so little beginner level knowledge. Um, it was just really cool, and I have made such good friends, especially with other female pilots,
That's
which are
what's.
kind of rare. But they have really encouraged me and inspired me, especially Charlito. She is the one that I credit with actually getting me in the air because after that first race went so well, we saw another race hosted by Western Carolina's FMV or FPV, excuse me, and we met Charlotte and Wade Wilson, which is Charlito and Dreadpool. And seeing another woman flying and enjoying herself and kicking some butt was really inspiring and made me feel like I could do that too. And at that point, I had only flown on a simulator. So when she said, "We got to get you in the air," I was like, all right, let's go.
You were ready to go. You
Yeah.
All right.
And
what
soon after that, I'd have my first flight with my little whoop.
And that's been
what
it.
was your very first bird? What
The
was your
first
very
flight,
first bird?
a little whoop. Just like, I, don't- I,
Look, oh, that's a Mobula?
it wasn't
Mobula
this one,
7?
but just like it. Yeah. Fabulous
Okay,
state.
something along the Mobula 7 size. All right.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned that someone helped you repair a motor in the field,
Yes.
even while you're racing. So I take it you do repair your own jobs. Does your
I
husband
am
repair?
working on it. Yes. So obviously, like drone racing has a huge learning curve and cost. and it takes a deep
Mm-hmm.
understanding of all the components and how they work together and the random build specific issues that come up. And it's not a question of if you crash, but when you crash, and things will break. And I
Yep.
have so much respect for pilots who do it all their own. Um, it is a huge privilege to have help. Having a husband who can teach me and build and repair with me and make sure that I have time to practice is priceless for me. Um, Having good friends that are FPV pilots that encourage me, and the community that gives me advice, all of that, like I couldn't do it without all the help from the community.
I'm looking in the chat at Dreadpool. Hey, thank you, Tanya, for coming on. As Dreadpool said, they were soldering at 2 a.m. the night before the race at our kitchen table.
Yeah, we were. Charlotte and I
I
built my backup quad the night before the race, and it came in handy because I ended up having a motor wire pop off, and I had to get that backup quad. So I really they made helped me make that happen, and that was really cool.
Okay, all right. So now the next thing I have to ask you is, what is CNCDR and something? What's up with Fly Tribe magazine?
Oh yeah,
What's
okay. So I was in Western Carolina's FPV with Charlotte and Wade, and we used to drive an hour every day, or every Sunday, excuse me, one way to fly with them at the field. But now we've moved to Central North Carolina, and we're part of Central North Carolina Drone Racing, which is run by Steve Mashburn, whose pilot handle is Land Squid. And him and his family are so awesome. We've become really good friends with them. Last summer, I shared pictures of our summer global qualifier, and I got a message from Mako Reactra with Fly Tribe magazine, and she asked if she could feature us in a chapter spotlight. And so we got to be in Fly Tribe on page
okay?
20.
Okay, well
Okay.
that's
Oh,
what's
can you
up.
see right there?
Hold on,
That's
hold on.
Charlotte.
Let me spotlight you. There you go.
All
There's
right.
Charlotte. There's me.
Okay.
That's nice.
Yeah,
So that was super
it's the
cool.
background. It wants to hide stuff. I go through that
Yeah.
all the time. Eh, Okay,
But
that's what's up.
like I've never been in a magazine before, so to get to be in a magazine, to get
So
to
you should have a couple of copies then. They put one in plastic and put it in a closet somewhere.
I did. I took that out of the plastic to show you, but I'm gonna put it back
Oh,
in.
oh, okay, cool, cool, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, my question is, I've never had a racer. I've had FPV pilots, I've had freestyle, I've had cruisers. I've like I said, I've never had a racing pilot on here.
Nice.
Where do you see yourself going in the racing community? Because there are a lot of events out there, and you could do a lot of traveling.
Yeah, so
Multi GP.
this is from the
I
International Open last year, which if you haven't heard of that, it's
hmm
basically a week-long drone summer camp. And that is where that happened, where the pilot I was competing against helped me solder the motor, and somebody else gave me that motor because I did not have enough, and I had a terrible crash, and I thought that I was going to be out of the race. And they're like, no, we're going to make it happen. And things like that just like continue to happen in the community, and it's so cool. And it makes me want to learn more and be better and like be able to be that person for other pilots.
well,
Um,
I have your tiny trainer winter season finale here when you're qualifying for the top 16. I
okay.
cannot play the audio because we don't want to get hit with a copyright strike. And
Sure,
also,
sure.
you may get a note from YouTube saying your video was being played on our live stream. So you kind of have to give us permission when you do get that. So we
You
don't
have permission.
get told not to take it down. But I have this video. This is you actually flying at a race,
Yep. And that
qualifying
was
for the top 16. And
this
that's
one
what you were using right there?
right here.
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
if you want to explain this while we go through this
Sure.
here, give it a second. I forgot to hit the daggone play button. There we go. But the announcer is talking, but You could probably describe it a little better.
Yeah,
What's going
so
on?
this race was, I was just trying not to crash because if I did not make it, if I did not win this race, I was getting cut because it was just for the top 16 who were going to continue. And I
Oh,
actually qualified 17th. And then after this race, I made it in and I ended up finishing 15th. And there were,
okay.
I mean, so many crazy talented pilots. Like, I'm honored to even be part of that at all. To be there flying with them was awesome. But this is in Knoxville, so the same kind of thing that was our very first experience at a drone race and getting to fly in that. And um,
How many pilots are there?
I think there
In,
were something like 20. I'm not 100% sure on that one.
Now,
so,
this
so,
is
but
you after 2 years of flying?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, this was last weekend. And I actually, so I had a hard time this race because I have flown mostly with a Radio Master Pocket
yeah,
for like 99% of what I've done so far. And this was my first race with a TX-15. So I had just upgraded. I have
TX-16,
15.
nice. Oh, 15, nice, very
Yeah.
nice. How do you like it?
I like it. It takes some getting used to, because it
Did
just fits differently than the Pocket, and the rates are different, and so I was kind of struggling reining that in, but
and who's
I'm
Rosie's
happy.
Rippers?
Rosie Rippers is the drone racing team that is all female pilots.
All right.
Um, and Charlito and Callie and Ribbit invited me to join them at the International Open last year. So I'm honored to be a part of the Rosie Rippers.
Okay,
We have
okay. Well,
jerseys and everything.
Okay.
I want Charlito. If you could pass my information to Charlito, so I can actually have her on in the
Oh yeah.
future. I would love that. I'll keep you guys keep coming. I'll keep interviewing you guys because, like you said, it is very rare that women are in FPV. Period. I mean, you have Zoe FPV. You have a few out there that are in other countries also, but it's not
Hmm.
as strong here in the United States, or it seems to be picking up, I should say, in the United
It seems to
States.
be. I would think so, yeah. And like when I saw that you guys were looking for female drone pilots, my first thought was Charlito. My second thought was Callie. Like there are more well-known like professional level drone pilots than me, and I still feel like I'm a beginner, but I'm happy to be here and share and like
You're
inspire
not a
future
beginner.
pilots. I
You're not a beginner.
yeah.
You know why? It's like that honeymoon. After that first year, you don't have no excuses.
You're
They
right.
talking
You
about
know
Olympics in the chat.
what happened?
They talking about Olympics in the chat. I don't know.
Oh. Well. This is what's actually interesting. You should see. Hold on, about gearing up for the Olympics to introduce. Yes, we did a story on the Olympics and the bobsledding. See, you fly tiny whoops at that speed, so you would be able to follow a bobsled down the
I would
track.
love that. That would be
I
so
would
fun.
too. I would like to have a 5 inch or a 7 inch following the slaloms because you have a straight line as they slalom back and forth. Did you
Hmm.
see any of that stuff? What did you think about that?
That
FPV in the Olympics.
it's awesome. Like it gets a view that you can only get from that. And it takes a lot of talent to do that, though. Like to be smooth and to be, you only get one shot. You can't mess it up.
Yeah.
So I think it's really cool. I would love to
Same
get
thing
more
with
into
racing,
And it's
that kind of
live.
stuff. Yeah, exactly.
but it's the
One,
same
there are,
thing with racing. You have to have a line and you
yep,
can't mess up. The problem
yeah.
is you may not mess up, but someone may take you out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it happens all the time.
See, that would make me punch somebody. That's why I'm not a racer. Because that's like road rage for me. You know, you
Sometimes you
might as
can't
well,
help it.
huh?
Sometimes you can't help it. It
Sometimes you
just
can't
happens.
help it. No, I
It sucks, but
understand
it
that, but
happens.
it's for that reason why I'm a cruiser anyway. Everyone hears me Say yes, I cruise. You know why? Because I break less shit.
Exactly.
Plain
Well,
and simple.
I just got a DJI Mini 5 Pro and I want to get into
Oh,
doing some
okay.
of that, some like cinematic kind of stuff because I'm an
Yeah,
artistic person and I love that kind of thing and I just have only been racing so far. So that's what I know so far, but it's what happened like at that monster truck show.
Mhm.
I know HD0. I'm comfortable with the OZR 5X, but I call in and it turns out that the other pilots were flying walk snail. So I can't fly
really.
my HD0. I have to fly my DJI freestyle or freestyle quad, which at that point I had only flown like twice. So doing a show in a big arena with 3,000 people with
Mhm.
something that I was not as comfortable with was a big deal to me. But having that opportunity, like I just felt so lucky to be there and to get to do that. It was awesome. And the thing is, it was like one of the simplest tracks I've ever flown. It was literally four giant gates in an oval, like so simple, right? But it did not feel simple. Like there were
You're talking about this
expensive
here.
monster trucks.
You're talking
Yes.
about this. If
Yeah,
I
probably
What,
hold
halfway
on,
through or
working
so.
on the bench?
it's about half. Here we go. I tried to.
The
A
You
little
monster?
you were
more.
talking. You were narrating during this the whole
Okay.
video. That I was hoping you
Yeah.
could have did it here, but we couldn't show the whole 6 minute video. But here's the segment where you guys were racing. What brought this about?
I
The
just saw a Facebook post that was looking for local pilots, and I scrolled past at first, and then I was like, wait, I race? Like, could I
Mhm.
actually do that? Could I fly at a monster truck show? And I messaged the guy, and it worked out. And I just like, when I was there, I could not believe it. It was so cool. But it was also like really intense because there were expensive monster trucks, a crowd of 3,000 people watching. But
hmm
that on the final race, when I won, the crowd cheered, and the announcer was like, to all the little girls watching, like they could fly drones too, and it made my life. Like it was just such a cool
Sweet,
experience, and I can't wait to do more things like that.
sweet, sweet. Well,
That's
I'm
nice.
going to take this video here. Your description of your YouTube and your Instagram are in the
Yes, they're in the.
description of the stream. So if you guys haven't had a chance to check out Bumblebee FPV, you should. And it's actually good to have you on here now while you still think you're a rookie, because then if
The
I ever
next
come
couple
into
of years,
town or you're someplace visiting and I can't get tickets, I could say I
Yeah,
knew her.
well,
I
the
knew
next
her
couple of
back
years,
then.
if you're flying at the Olympics, either whether as a contestant or as working, we.
I
Yeah,
hope
yeah. So
so. It
listen,
really
I
feels
want
like flying drones bring so
Yeah,
many cool opportunities
participate.
that I would not have had otherwise.
Yeah.
now, what's the deal with your
I'm
107?
I That's what's next for me is that I've been studying for my Part 107
okay.
and
Good.
I got that DJI Mini 5 Pro. I got a Cinehawk Mini. So I have plans to do big things with those and see where that takes me.
Okay.
Well, I want to encourage you to keep
Yes.
doing
Yes.
what you're doing.
Thank you.
It's worth it.
Keep doing it.
Mm,
Keep
It's
doing it.
worth it.
You headed
Trust
to
me
big
when I
things.
tell
Keep
you.
doing it.
Trust. Hey, Philip Koshak, how are you?
that's my
It's
plan.
definitely worth it. I know. I agree. Your friend Charlito says she's definitely isn't a rookie, and I have to say that after that first year of the honeymoon, you can't call yourself a rookie anymore. You repair your own birds. You've already raced. You did a truck show. You've been in a magazine. That doesn't sound like a rookie to me.
I guess it doesn't.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly my point. So don't call
Three
yourself a
thousand.
rookie
How
anymore.
many people you said was in the stands?
3,000.
3,000. Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, I may have flown past 3,000 people in a day, but not in a stadium, So Listen, anyone you want to shout out before you get out of here? Your
Yes,
sponsor, who sponsors you, your husband, whoever you
yes.
fly with. This is your chance to shout out whoever you want. And Charlito, please get my information.
I
And
would.
Tanya Photography, who was just on, says no, she's not a rookie. Not at all. Girl, you
Thank you,
got
Tanya.
this.
Thank you. Thank you to my husband, Vicious, who I could not do this without, to Charlito and Dreadpool, to Lansford and his family, to everyone in the community who works hard to make the races happen, to the OGs like Zoe and Bardwell, and everyone who makes it easier for new pilots to join.
Mhm.
And thank you to you both for having me
Thank
on
you.
and featuring female pilots this month.
Not a
Thank you.
problem. Not a problem. It's